Let's bring in senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky, who's just across the border from Ukraine and Slovakia, and ABC's Alex Prochet in Washington for more on this. Aaron, there have been a lot of issues with these ceasefire agreements in the past few days, with Ukraine accusing Russia of attacking as civilians were trying to escape. So how are these new humanitarian corridors holding up?
So far, thankfully, Diane, it seems as if these humanitarian corridors actually are holding up today. It does show you the desperation that people feel to get out, that they're willing to take the word of the Russians, who have fired on these humanitarian corridors, especially in Mariupol over the weekend. But today, it seems as if in a number of urban centers where there have been heavy bombardment in the last several days, the shells have finally fallen quiet, at least temporarily enough, so that people can board buses or find another way out. We already understand there have been several thousand people that have been able to escape, and we'll see how much longer Russia can resist, firing on these people.
And Alex, a source tells ABC News that the White House is expected to ban Russian oil imports. What's the latest on that, and what impact could that have both on Russia and here in the U.S.?
Well, Diane, I think this was the big question that people were waiting for the Biden administration to really answer. You had seen that growing call for the U.S. to sanction Russian oil and gas from both Democrats and Republicans. In fact, yesterday there was a bipartisan deal that was struck that would essentially seek to ban Russian energy exports. And so here we're expecting in a little less than an hour right now for President Biden to come out and announce this ban. I can tell you that it's more of a pacifying of a crisis of conscience, because in terms of production, the U.S. accounts for about 1% of Russian oil exports, so it's not heavy there. But it will be interesting to see how our allies respond, and also this is another thing that potentially Vladimir Putin could see as an escalation.
And Aaron, you just traveled to Slovakia from Lviv in western Ukraine. What did you see along the way?
This is a journey that now 2 million people have made out of Ukraine to a neighboring country like Slovakia, Poland, Romania, Moldova, and the UN expects maybe double that in the next couple of weeks, as the fighting is only expected to go on and even perhaps get more brutal. At this particular checkpoint in Ubla, in the Carpathian Mountains, we saw families, many of them in cars, but some on foot, mainly women and children, as the men stay behind to join the resistance. In front of us, there was a family, looked like a mom, a grandma, and a couple of young kids bundled up in their snowsuits against the cold, and one girl sitting on a chair, munching on a snack, while a customs official went through her luggage. And behind us, the same kind of scene: women, children, wondering where they're going to go next.
Now, Alex, the World Bank says it's sending Ukraine $723 million in emergency support. How significant is that, and what will that money go toward?
Well, Diana, it's very significant, and this package of both loans and grants is meant to help a lot of the first responders, giving wages to hospital workers, pensions for the elderly, and also social programs for the vulnerable. And knowing the emergency efforts that are going on there, that money can stretch pretty far.
Aaron, Ukrainian President Zelensky is remaining defiant. He says he's not going anywhere. He's pleading for more support. What does Ukraine need most right now?
Oh, they need everything, Diane. Humanitarian aid and safe passage to get it to where it's most needed. Already, President Zelensky said a young girl died of dehydration in Mariupol, which has been among the hardest hit Ukrainian cities. And there's real fear about what happens to civilians who are not able to make it out if humanitarian aid cannot make it in. They also need more weapons, and we know that the U.S. and its allies have been supplying them. Zelensky wants more of them. In addition to missiles, I think he'd like fighter jets. And there's a real concern about whether that would be seen as provocative in the eyes of the Russians, but perhaps fighter jets could make a difference in shooting some of the missile launchers that are already in Ukraine. The U.S. believes 600 or more missiles have already been fired in this conflict, most from launchers within the country. So by air, maybe the Ukrainians could take some of those out.
And Alex, Ukraine and Russia's foreign ministers have agreed to meet this week. What's on the agenda? And is there any hope for an end to this war soon?
Well, Diane, I think what's significant about this talk, which is supposed to happen Thursday, it's the highest level meeting between the two countries, but it is still, in terms of what each side is seeking, there is a very, very wide gulf in what each side thinks is appropriate. I think you can expect for ceasefire talks to continue in Belarus, but still Russia's demands are far exceeding what Ukraine is willing to acquiesce to at this point, and so it's still yet to be determined as to what really beneficial could come out of this meeting on Thursday.
All right, Alex Perchet, Aaron Katursky, we appreciate it. Thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.